Hello, everybody. How's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Path of Exile, shall we? Well, I have not played this game in a while. It's a game I love. I love the ARPGs. I love Diablo 2. It's a fantastic game. And we are now in the expedition portion of this game's life cycle. And I have to say, I'm going to make a new character. And I love this game, but I've never beaten it. I always kind of just sputter off with the character and then get excited about some gear and make a new character and re-roll and re-roll. And I want to try to play through the entire game and make a character that lasts from beginning to end. So let's give it a go. And I'm going to go with a very simple
Do you think you're savage enough to face the land of the damned?
Character type. And we're going to do, I guess, Expedition League, and then it'll bounce us out of that league when we're done? Is that how that works? Yeah. Okay. We're not going to go hardcore, because,
an education in true savagery.
I don't want to risk anything. I just want to have fun and enjoy the game. I'm not going to tell anyone my password. Apparently that's an issue. Alright. So, our ship has washed ashore, and here we are. Now, I'm going to actually turn off, let's see. Let me see if I can just disable the chat. I'm not really interested in seeing that. Show global chat. Nope. There you go. Okay. So, we're not going to skip the tutorials. Just we're going to go through and maybe present the game to the one person in the world who's never seen it before. So this is a game that I love, and it's, like I said, an ARPG inspired by Diablo, and plays like Diablo 2 in a lot of ways, but it has its own amazing depth and style. So let's get into it. Let's talk to the exile.
You and I, we're the only ones that made it to shore.
We did. We made it.
Anyway. Looks like you found something you can defend yourself with.
I did. I'm gonna bash people with this club.
This place is crawling with criminals. There's smoke rising just east of
And the undead.
Could be worth checking if there's...
Oh my god. That corpse is just beating that guy down.
Remember their place.
I like my statement. That's right, Dead. Remember your place. Okay, so in this game, because it's, you know, a Diablo ARPG, you hold the left mouse to attack. You can do skills that you bind to keys. You have a right-click option, mouse wheel option, things you bind, and you move around by clicking. And we're going to open up our inventory, and right away, you start to get into some stuff that's unique to this game, which is socketing skill gems. So it's kind of like an interesting mix, in my opinion, just very, very loose here, of materia from Final Fantasy VII and the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X and the gameplay of Diablo 2. But even though it's an amalgam of a lot of familiar things, by now this game has evolved to be its own amazing entity, and, you know, just provides a tremendous amount of fun. So let's see. This is called Heavy Strike, and it says skill gems grant powerful skills when they are socketed in your weapons and armor. To socket the skill gem, first click it to pick it up, then click on the socket on your weapon that has the same color. So what it's doing in this little video here is showing me a demonstration of how to equip it, and then what the effect will look like when I use it. This is a red gem. It's the color of the gem that matters, not the text on it. And it's an attack melee strike. If I mouse over it, you'll see it brings up this whole detailed window with all kinds of statistics about the weapon. Personally, again, like Diablo 2 or any ARPG worth its muster, I love this much transparency about how the numbers of the game are working. I don't want things to be mysterious. I like to min-max. I like to see my DPS and make calculations and theory craft. And so this game does that to a crazy degree. And it says here in teal that enemies are attacked with a forceful blow and I knock them back, but it can only be used on a mace, scepter, axe, sword, or two-handed weapon. And that's the kind of like description, and then it tells you specifically it knocks back enemies on hit, gives them 25% reduction to their stun threshold, it gives me +2 to range, and it has a 20% chance to deal double damage. It's up in the gray, it's telling me it's going to cost me 5 mana, which is represented by this giant blue sphere a la Diablo, and I have 47 mana currently. This is my health over here, and the big red sphere on the bottom. I'm going to pick this up and throw it on my weapon. Now you can see that this terrifyingly bad Driftwood club I have has its own description, which says it does 6 to 8 physical damage. I have a 5% crit strike with it, 1.5 attacks per second, and its range is 11. It also says 10% reduced enemy stun threshold. Now this adds to that. And just for our purposes as well, you can see that these two sockets are both red, so I can put red gems on this weapon, and they are connected, meaning if the gems have an interaction with another gem, the connection bar will allow them to trigger. Alright, and I'll close my inventory. Up in the upper right, I have a mini-map. I have my potions down here that are bound to the number keys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can open up my menu. I can open up the microtransaction shop. And one of the cool things is most of the stuff that you can buy, microtransaction in terms of paying to play this game, are cosmetic. There are some quality of life things you can do as well. I haven't really delved into it. I always play this free. And let's go. I'm going to smack this guy. So we've got some zombies coming in. And I've been hit, and it says I've taken damage, use a flask to restore. Now, you might be like, don't use your consumable potion, you crazy, unhinged warrior. And I am. I'm like a, you know, Samoan tattooed, psychopathic warrior, and that's true. But the flasks actually are not one use. You can see that I recover 60 life over 6 seconds, and it uses 7 of 21 charges on use, and it has 14 charges. But it refills while you kill things, so you don't have to be stingy with your flasks. Use them. Alright, and we've got some sand spitters, which are not really undead, which are just mean crabs. Everything on Ray class, this, like, terrifying world that we have spawned on, is dangerous and wants to kill us. Now, let me go back here. I'm going to use my flask. And you'll notice that Heavy Strike has been bound to the right click. So I've just been using the left click. But if I wanted to use my Heavy Strike, I can. And then you'll see that I'm doing way more damage as I do that. And I can use my Mana Flask to recover mana faster if I want to, and I do. So this character has no armor, so I'm getting just obliterated by stuff at the beginning, and that's okay. I have a bad weapon. Alright, and then you can hold, what is it, Alt to reveal items that are on the ground, and we found some Iron Greaves. These give you 6 armor, it's item level 1. Oh boy, and this guy wants to come hang out. Oh my goodness. I love the full zoom in, it's so much fun. We just flattened that poor fool. And I'm going to pick these up, and I automatically equip them, so you can see I have some shoes with some nice shin guards. So my feet are well protected, and that's good, because there's these sand spitters going around. You know, one thing I want to say about this game, I'm no expert. I know a lot of you guys I've talked to over time about this game on the channel and in Discord and on stream and things, and you're way better at it than I am and have played a lot more, but since I played this game at the very first, my buddy Fading recommended it to me years ago, the graphics have really been updated to take advantage of anti-aliasing, anisotropic filtering, on and on and on, and it just looks great. just take that, and we got a whetstone to improve the quality of our weapon. And I'm just going to just keep clubbing these guys with my heavy strike until they explode again and again, because I'm an unhinged warrior, and that's what we do. Alright. So you can see I'm uncovering the map. The Fog of War is this blue line here. There's a refreshing waterfall. Let's take a bath. Let's just walk around and blast some undead. Oh my. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these undead are probably people that were on the ship with me, fellow prisoners. So, you know, don't like to kill them, but we're putting them to rest, I want to tell myself. Now, here's a large chest, and we'd love to get something better than this Conan the Barbarian loincloth. And we got Ruthless Support, which is Slam, Support, Melee, Attack, Strike. And let's pick it up. And let's view our inventory, and they're telling us that this says Support Gems change the power, behavior, and mana cost of skill gems they're connected to. So left click on it to hold it on the cursor, and then it says it's going to support our heavy strike. It gives a little box that pops out, and over time this game has evolved to become even more user-friendly with the UI, and it's telling us heavy strike works. I can make that stronger, and every third time we use it, it will be more powerful. So it's like letting us stack heavy strike again and again. I'm going to use this on my bad weapon, and we've upped the quality, which really doesn't do anything except makes me pretend like I'm happy. And, you know, we can just show people in town the magnificent 5% quality upgrade to our Driftwood Club, which we're going to be replacing as soon as possible. I love the prospect of using... Oh my god. Looks like there's a little AoE splatter on that. Let me see if that... Yeah, I don't know where it's just telling me that I get AoE. Maybe all strikes have AoE based on their range? I don't know. But I definitely hit them both right there. And I didn't click on the other guy. Alright. Gonna heal up, and just keep bashing. Okay. Our mana is a serious problem. Hi. Maybe what it is that third strike that we do with the support gem. Let me look at that. Is that what's giving me the AoE? It gives you a multiplier. I don't know. Anyway. I'll find out more about this game as I go. One thing I want to say is you can hold Alt to reveal items, but these interactable items do not show up. So you kind of need to be a little bit useful with your mouse to see things like crates. Now there's probably a way to reveal them better than I'm doing, but whatever. I'm just looking around, just bashing stuff, getting my feet washed. I'm going to rust my iron greaves pretty bad in the tide here. Alright, let's zoom in and just take a look at me beating the bejesus out of the undead. Ooh, and we stunned that guy. My mana is gone, but it doesn't matter. We killed them all. Now, at the bottom here, you can see my experience. We're almost leveled up. Hey, don't spit that sand at me. I don't deserve that. I'm gonna heal up. I am so fragile. I need to protect my body and modesty with some fine armor. Can one of you sand spitters just spit out like some plate mail for me? Take that. Okay. I feel very good about that. Hi. Did you find something on the beach? Now that was not nice. Oh yeah.
To see another dawn.
We do live to see another dawn, although I don't think it's actually changed to dawn, but I like that they get really pumped up when you level and they feel great about it and they make some kind of remark. So let's see. You've gained a skill point when you leveled up. Click here or press P to use your skill point. I'm going to press P and be a pro. And then here we go. The sphere grid, or that's what I like to call it. Now, I know I've talked to some of you guys that in order to be cool at this game and understand what you're doing, you want to look at a build and plan your route very, very effectively because, my God, look at all these nodes for spending skill points, but I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to just roll in and see what looks good and hope I can respec later if I want to. Alright, select a glowing passive with left click to allocate a skill point. So where do we want to go? This is going to give us more armor and life. This is going to make us do more damage if we go that way. Or we can like curl around and just start boosting our strength. Or our strength this way if we wanted to go and skip these nodes. But I like the idea of going over to something like Born to Fight and getting along that path. I don't feel the need to be hardy just yet. It's usually when you get on a little further in the game, higher difficulty levels, that this is more important. So I just want to break stuff. So let's just go for melee damage and life. We do plus 16 to our max life, which is a huge increase. We have 78 right now, so that's like over a 20% increase, or just about there. And then 16% increased damage. That's a lot. Apply the points. We did it. And we'll push P again to close that. And now we're doing just demonstrably more damage. We can open this and pray for some armor. It didn't happen. I'm slightly confused, but that's okay. Alright. So let's just beat these guys into oblivion. Hi. I'm the guy. Oh my God, it's Hillock. He is here. This dude is awesome. He's like the first kind of boss type dude that you fight, and he's this giant, stumbling nightmare guy with arrows sticking out of him. And he actually is kind of dressed similar to me, in a similar fashion to myself, so I don't feel great about doing this, Hillock, but we're going to fight. And I'm going to start using a bunch of potions. Use the mana potion now, and use a healing potion now. We're stunning him. We're doing our melee strike. He healed himself, which is completely underhanded. I don't remember him doing that before, but boy, did he do that. Ow. I got to run. I got to let myself heal up. That was shifty of you. Alright, let's get back to this. Bam! Now we got him. Enter town for your reward. Well, unfortunately, we ended up getting some boots, which we already have boots, and you can see these are more for people who are quick and nimble. They give you evasion. This Driftwood Scepter has only a green socket, so it's pretty much garbage. This has no connected sockets. Now this has something, and we can identify this by right-clicking and, you know, seeing what it is, and it reflects 2 damage and gives us an energy shield, so we'll equip it for now, but we're not thrilled about it. Now this over here is telling me that my Heavy Strike is leveling up. Yes, that is indeed the case. It's so awesome in this game. You level up, and your gems also level up. How fun. This iridescent blue sheen on my health is indicating my energy shield, which is small but replenishes itself, and so it's a nice little buffer for your hit points. I probably won't have that very long with this strength type character, but for now, awesome. Alright, so we killed the scourge of the town, or some, you know, menace for the town anyway, and just going to clear out this area so we can walk in telling everybody that we broke everything out here. Oh, this is what we're talking about, a plate vest. So, we have a shirt, everybody. I'm going to zoom in on this and look at this. We got a shirt. And you can see, you know, it gives me 19 armor. And if I were to bring up my character in defense and say armor, it basically is going to reflect my physical damage reduction, which is 24%. If I take this off, you can see that my physical damage reduction goes down to 7%. So this is giving me a huge bit of reduction. Very nice. Alright, so I had to step away for a second there right before I went into town, and something funny is when you come back to the game, it made me fight everything again. So that ended up resulting in our Heavy Strike gem leveling up. So it says click this button to level up your skilled gem. So you push the plus button here, and we've leveled it up. So I can look at this and see what's going on here. It costs 6 mana instead of 5 now. It does tell you how much DPS this attack does, 19.1 versus 10.9 of the regular strike, so it's, you know, nearly double. And it knocks enemies back. And it also, the nice thing about the game is that when you have abilities that are linked with support gems, it, in the tooltip here for the attack, it gives you all of the information of everything that your attack is doing, including your support gem. So that's a great, you know, way in one screen to see everything that's going on here. It's a really cool part of this game that you can load up certain skills or abilities like that. Oh, wait, let me go back. I got some treasure here that's new. So we got ourselves a shield and a hatchet, a bow, some gloves, a robe, and a club. And so now I can, you know, identify this and just throw this on. It doesn't look great. It's a piece of, looks like a piece of the ship that has been turned into a shield, but it's better than nothing. We put the gloves on immediately, and we got way more sockets, and we're ready to go. I could use this hatchet, but it doesn't have a red gem, so right now, anything that doesn't have a red linked gem slot on the melee attack is going to be sad for me. Boom. And now, we're on the Twilight Strand here. The rainy coastal stretch where I washed up on shore, and I can click the Lion's Eye Watch to go into the first little town here. It's not much of a encampment, but it's a place where people keep safe. Somewhat. So we get in here, and one thing that immediately becomes clear, at least to me, is the music is so much like, kind of like Diablo 1 music. And there's also a bunch of corpses just lying on the ground, so a real pleasant place, but at least they've seen some kind of burial rites, so they are attending to that. Now we go up here and we can activate the waypoint. So we get the map and we start to see waypoints that we can teleport to. I don't think there is a waypoint in Twilight Strand. I believe if a node on the map has a waypoint, there's a circle inside this to indicate that. Anyway, it does nicely tell you the monster level of the area and give you a little flavor text. Hope was drowned here. Yeah, all my hope was drowned as I washed up on shore in Rayclast, one of the most inhospitable places you could imagine. And here we are. Alright, there's the expedition locker. I don't know what that means. And wow, we can warm up by this fire alongside Nessa, who doesn't appear to be wearing very many clothes. But then again, neither am I.
Tala Moana.
Tala Moana.
No need to be surprised, Karui. My father and I were among those who tried to save your people from ignorance and damnation.
Now wait a minute.
My father paid for his arrogance with his life. I'm still paying for mine.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Nessa, and I suppose I should thank you for ridding us of Hillock, that putrid giant you felled out there.
Yeah, but be nice.
Be careful in the days to come. Karui savagery is nothing when compared with the ferocity that is Rayclast.
I see.
Lion Eye's watch isn't much, but it's ours.
Okay.
We could use you here, while you live. But should you wish to venture out, do just one thing for me. Out on the coast, Amongst the wrecks, there must be a ship's medicine chest.
Okay.
I have many to care for, and there's only so much I can do with herbs and seawater.
I see. So she's like the healer of the area, and they have fashioned this huge fireplace to keep people warm. And look, right back here, there's a little baby. Look, with a mom. And so, you know, she's right, it's not much, but geez, we got to keep these people safe. Let's see, what can I buy from you? Oh wow, you can type keywords and like search the inventory for certain things that you're looking for. That's great. These are amazing. These sashes, they just boost your physical damage by a ton. And one thing I remember, and you can see here, the items you get in this game, you trade, and they ask for things like 2 scrolls of wisdom. It's not like there's money. You're trading certain items. So, like, they want these scrolls of wisdom, and I could get, you know, a ring or a belt or an amulet. All slots I have empty. So, cool. Good stuff. What would you give me? No, I don't want to trade my extra gem there. But I can trade these things. So, like, if I were to just kind of sell these to you, can I do that? Oh, that's right. There's a separate screen for selling. So, there you go. You can control click to just bump them over there. And so I'm just giving her all this stuff that I don't think I'll use. And then what they do is they tell you what you're going to get in return. And you get fragments that can add up to become an orb of transmutation. These shards or these scroll fragments can become a scroll of wisdom if you get enough. And so we'll do that. It's like reasonable currency. And then Bestel wants to chat.
A mighty marauder, marooned on a moribund mainland.
Wow.
That's the first line of the poem I'm writing about you, exile.
It's pretty good, dude.
Easy, lad. You could gut a bloke with a look like that.
Whoa.
The name's Bestel, captain of the good ship Merry Gull.
Oh.
Alas, my Merry Gull is gone. My crew is gone. But my wits remain, after a fashion.
After a fashion, indeed.
There's an island, a hop, skip and a wade offshore of the terraces. That's where my Merry Gull ran aground. Watched the locals spit roast the ship's doctor, but his medicine chest might still be there, amongst the splinters and bones. It'd have everything Nessa might need. Dr. Shaky Hands Opton was lousy with a scalpel and even worse with a saw, but he knew his apothecary. Explains the shaky hands, if you ask me.
I gotcha. Alright, so he also wants me to get the chest full of things. Okay. Cool. We can do that. What can you tell me about Nessa?
Poor Nessa. Not even a mother herself, and yet she cares for us all. And what a sickly, pathetic brood we are. May she live to have her own family. A real family. If anyone deserves that, Nessa does.
That's nice. Yeah, she's taking care of everybody as penance for her father's colonialism.
Errol, the Merry Gull's cook, washed up on the rocks over yonder. Dead as a doornail he was, buried him myself. Then, a few days later, I see him on the beach. A little worse for wear, but upright, shuffling about. A land full of disturbing surprises, this Wraeclast.
So in Wraeclast, apparently the dead come to life. It's just part of it. It is a disturbing surprise. Yikes. Okay, great. Okay, so we've talked to Bestel and to Nessa, and it is now time to speak with the head honcho, Tarkley. I mean, I don't know if he's the head honcho, but he seems pretty important.
Fine work with Hillock.
Thank you.
Where'd you learn to fight like that?
Ah, you know.
No, forget I asked.
Please do.
We exiles have no history.
That's right.
Dominus took it from us when he had his blackguards dump us in the water out there.
That's right.
Here, got something for you.
Thanks.
Should help you kill a few more of those undead bastards. No, don't bother thanking me. The way I figure it, the longer we fighters live, the longer everyone lives.
I like it. So, Tarkley, for killing Hillock, has given us a reward, and we can choose between a couple of red gems that are melee abilities. And so we could get Ground Slam, which is AoE, or Molten Strike, which is also AoE. So it says, Molten Strike says, infuses your melee weapon with molten energies to attack with physical and fire damage. This attack causes balls of molten magma to launch forth from the enemies you hit, divided amongst all enemies hit by the strike. These will explode, causing AoE attack damage to enemies where they land. So it immediately adds to each strike 2 to 3 fire damage, fires 3 projectiles, 60% of the physical damage is converted into fire damage. It gives you additional range. The projectiles deal less damage than the main attack, and the damage over time is less. But these are all things that can be tweaked by leveling it. And then Ground Slam, they cost the same mana, but the attack damage base is higher on Molten Strike, but the effectiveness is higher. Oh no, wait. It's the attack. The attack damage base is higher on Ground Slam. It's the speed. The speed doesn't change, but Ground Slam is just slower than a regular attack. Slams the ground in front of you, creating a wave that travels forward and damages enemies with an increased chance to stun. The wave deals more damage to closer enemies, and it deals 40% more damage to guys that are right up on you. So, you know, this is non-elemental damage, this is fire damage, and I'm going to try Molten Strike. I think I usually have done Ground Slam in the past, and the nice thing is you can get them both later, you know, by trading with Tarkley in general, or trading with Nessa. I can't remember. Somebody will give you these. And they're telling me how to sock it. I'll pick this one. And I'm just going to put it on this chest piece for now and get the ability. Okay. And let's talk to him.
Founded by Marseilles Lioneye as a supply station for
This
its
town.
campaigns against the Karui.
Uh-huh.
In its day, Lioneye's watch could be defended by just a small garrison of well-armed legionnaires. What have I got? A handful of starving criminals with driftwood clubs and rusted hatchets.
So this is something I don't quite understand about the lore, and I'm going to figure it out as I go. But the idea is that there's Karui, or there's some kind of like indigenous group of people that are, I don't know if they're attempting to, like somebody's trying to drive them from their land, and there's some other operation that was in play before things in Wraeclast started going crazy with the undead, or maybe that was always the case. I don't know yet. So let's learn what we can about the undead.
The Eternal Empire has some right
The
nasty
Eternal
leftovers.
Empire.
Whether it's something in the air or in the water, no one stays dead in Wraeclast. Not the first time. It can take a little while, but sooner or later corpses wake up and go looking for breakfast.
Okay, so no one stays dead in this whole area.
That hat Bestel wears? Saw him pluck it from the real captain's head right before the cannibals barbecued the poor bastard. Waste not, want not, I suppose. Yes, Bestel's got a gift for telling tales, but I'd never call him a liar. The truth's always in there. You just have to listen for it.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but he did call himself the captain, and that seems like a lie that's a little bit difficult to wriggle off the hook for.
Nessa's the one keeps the rest of us from losing our minds. To be honest, when she first arrived, I didn't think she'd survive more than a day.
Okay.
2 at most. She's been proving me wrong every dawn since. Heard a bard once sing that the fairest flowers bloom in the foulest places. He was bloody well right.
So Tarkley clearly has a thing for Nessa. Letters of Exile.
I've seen many an exile pass through Lioneye's watch, and many more that simply pass on. Those letters are my way of keeping track, of remembering. Oriath might want to forget us all, but I'll be damned if I will.
I don't know who Orioth is, but we'll find out. Oh, okay. That's right. So, Tarklay sells, like, weapons and armor. And this is actually extremely important because in the beginning, you know, finding a decent weapon can be really hard with the proper sockets. Like, if I could find, you know, a better melee weapon, it might be amazing. Or one of these helmets would just give me more armor. But at the same time... So this thing is magical, and it's going to do 8 to 16 damage. It does fire damage, and, you know, I think if I hold... is there a way to compare it? Yeah, if I hold Alt, it shows you all the sockets, and it compares. So... It's more damage than mine. It's faster than mine. It's more range. And it has elemental damage. It has more accuracy. It's, you know, pretty much better in all ways than what I've got. I'm just looking for anything with slightly finer sockets. I don't see it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. And then I'm going to just do some changing. So I'm going to take the gem out and put it on there, and then take this gem out and put it on here. Now, Heavy Strike costs 5 mana, and I think I actually want to have Molten Strike be my primary attack, and then I'm gonna just put that... Oh wait, why can't I use this? Oh, is this a two-handed weapon? That's why it does so much more damage. Okay, that's fine. So we'll have a two-handed weapon, and then on my secondary slot, I'll go ahead and just equip this stuff. But anyway, Molten Strike is set to the middle mouse button, and I want to change that and put use bound skill. I'd like to actually use mouse 5, I guess, for that. That's fine. Oh, that's right, I rebound this key on my computer. Okay, there we go. Then that's fine. Alright. And then save it. But I want to put right here this one, and then that can go there. Okay, great. Alright, so now I've successfully got a new weapon. It's a two-handed weapon. And we've got a lot more damage that we can do. So let's go have fun with this. What's the notice board all about? Oh, this is where you can group up and stuff. Okay, cool. Well, we've got 2 quests to go to the coast, and I say, let's do it. I do have this Ruthless support. Oh, I have an extra Ruthless support, right. So if I had a second socketed red gem, I could even do that for there, and I will. I could even ruthlessly support my other ability, which I will be doing soon. And that's one of the great things about the game. You can just, at least for now, freely remove skill gems. You don't have to pay any resources to do that.
Surrounded by living corpses, dying Oriathans.
Oriathans are what? The king or the ruler of these people, or just... I don't know what that means. We'll find out. Alright, let's roll around and explore. A nice, cozy fire, probably of human... Oh, yeah, Molten Strike is sweet. You can hold shift to attack without moving. Yes, okay. That is hysterical. Love it. I just like the graphic on Molten Strike. It's funny. Oh, here's some cannibals. So these are like enemies that are they're not undead. And they're not like sea enemies. They're just people that are cannibals. Alright, so we can level up this gem. And let's see. I leveled it up, and now it's 71% instead of 70%, so pretty minimal increase on that, but whatever, we'll take anything we can get. It doesn't... I don't think it increased the mana from Molten Strike too much. Yeah, it's 7 mana per strike, so I don't have a lot of mana. But it's kind of okay because I just do so much damage, even if it's slow, that these guys get wrecked. Alright, Shabby Jerkin. I like to pick everything up because you can trade it and start getting fragments. There's a lot of really, really simple upgrades that we can get. Molten Strike is just so funny. I know it's probably not an optimal ability, but I love that it just makes fireballs come out. And just everyone's getting hit by, like, fireballs. It's quite satisfying. Deal with it. I first started with a stick, and now, oh boy, I'm getting wrecked.
My mana is gone.
Oh yeah, my mana is gone, isn't it? There we go. Got it back. So we're gonna need some mana, but it's okay. If you right-click and do an ability that requires mana but you don't have it, it just does your basic attack. Nice. Alright, there's a Driftwood Scepter. Need another mana flask, that would be helpful. I'm using a lot. Standing by the fire, huh? Hi.
Dominus wanted me to die here. I will disappoint him.
Dominus? Well, we're not gonna die here. We're doing great. Shame on that attitude. Alright, so let me go over here, out of the way of combat, and just take a look at this beautiful house. And these are some Karui carvings, I think. Let's check this out. So we got a skill. So, do we want to curl down here and give more damage? I think so. Just so we can start to get into this section. Like, some of these abilities are quite good. And more damage is always nice for killing things quicker. So I'll just do that. Make myself more efficient. 12% is a big boost. Here's a wand. Ooh, there's an iron hat. Now you're talking. So I can equip this hat and it'll boost my armor. It will take away my shield, but it raises my damage reduction, and so that's generally worth it. Oh, there's a tome to read from right here. It's a weathered carving. Ah, okay, this gives you lore.
Khan's canoe struck this sand with the force of destiny.
Okay.
At his beck, the greatest war host in Karui history
Karui
tamed
history.
the wild sea, their canoes coupling with the land one by one. Lion-eyes gemlings met us with shining metal and bold words. Hyri's arrows withered their pride. Khan's axes silenced their despair. Marseilles Lion-eye fought bravely to the last. Khan honored him with a place on his belt. Khan has shown Rayclast our Karui strength. Khan will teach Rayclast the Karui way.
Wow, okay, so it sounds
Show me the
like
way, Khan.
Lion Eye tried to defend against a Karui, but it didn't work. But it seems like the Karui came from canoes, so I don't know if they came here second and then attacked the Lion Eye encampment. I thought that the Karui were indigenous and were getting attacked by some, you know, Roman Empire style force, but apparently I'm wrong, and we're gonna learn more about it. Hi, how are you? You're a cannibal. I don't like cannibals, so what I do is I just try to set them on fire, and you know. Alright, where am I on the map? Oh boy, that's not the map. Tab is the map. Okay. Oh, interesting. We just kind of made a nice little circle. Well, that's good, because what it'll allow us to do is go back and sell some stuff. Maybe get a ring to get stronger. Yep, let's go back. Oh, I can talk to her about Tarkleigh now.
Tarkleigh's as good a man as you can find on this
Oh, she likes
godforsaken
him.
coast. He has some wrongs to right, no doubt. What they are, I've never asked, and I never will. If not for Tarkleigh, we'd all be dead.
Alright, so she's alright with him.
The Merry Gull ran aground on the tidal island trying to escape from pirates. As tends to happen here in Rayclast, her crew met a far worse fate. Cannibals. Tarkleigh pulled Bestel from some hideaway in the wreckage. The ship's only survivor. Whether the ordeal fractured his mind or whether it was just in his nature all along, it's clear that Bestel sails a different course to the rest of us.
I like that expression. He just sails a different course. That's all. I like, too, that Rayclast is just home of the undead and cannibals and spitting crabs. What a pleasant, wonderful place. Alright, let's go ahead and sell. So we're gonna just... I'm pretty much selling everything I've got here. Except... And then I'd like to see about purchasing something. But I don't quite have what I need, do I? Oh yeah, I do. Okay. I can buy a belt that just gives me 19% increased damage. That seems pretty good. Why, thank you so much. Alright, now we do a ton of damage. We're getting there. Great. Alright, let's just go back out to the coast. Flasks refill when you enter town. Oh, that's nice too. Quest complete. Yes, yes it is. We did that.